Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for attending this second session of the speed meeting to prepare the pairing of Monty and Mentor for this session 2026. So we are very happy to welcome you, and you will, for the Monty attending, you will see them. We have a lot of Mentor tonight again to introduce themselves. So for the Mentor, I will just remind you and what you have to say to introduce yourself in case. And I will put it also in the chat right now. Like that, you will see everything. So we are asking you just to be informative for the Monty, to give your name, your first name, the place, the lab where you are working, and on which topic. What is your career path since kind of your PhD yesterday? The Monty were very interested to know where the mentor have done their PhD and their postdoc. So please cite the different places where you worked before to get your position, your actual position. You can address why you want to be mentor, what is interesting you in this mentoring program. In which language you can interact, French, English, or other languages. The location where you can meet the Monty for your individual meeting, the time also during the day, morning, evening, after work, or during the weekend. It's very important, and especially for the Monty, when you will choose your mentor you want to be paired with, it's very important that you check, and it will be also on the sheets of information of the mentor we will send you again next Friday, sorry. Then you check this place and time of meeting to be very adapted to your availability as well. And last, if you have something else you want to add on yourself, your lab, your life, whatever it seems interesting to know for the Monty, don't hesitate to add whatever you want. As usual, if you can introduce yourself, so in 2 minutes sharp, if it's possible, and in English it would be best because we have non-French speaker speaking Monty. If you are not comfortable enough, yesterday we had 2 or 3 persons doing it in French, so don't hesitate to switch in case you don't feel so comfortable. And if you agree, you can, for the mentor, leave your email address in the chat. Like that, we can also forward to the Monty the email address of all the potential mentor in case there is question. And I can repeat, like I said every time, don't worry, you will not be overwhelmed by email by Monty. In general, it's just like occasionally you can receive 1 or 2 emails if there is really a Monty very interested on your profile and has a question to be sure. But you will not be overwhelmed. So, okay. I don't know if there is question or not, or if we can just start. I don't see any hand raised. Okay, so let's start. The first person to introduce himself is Arthur Molines. Arthur, I see you are here.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I will speak in English. I speak French, English, and we could try to do it in Spanish, but that would be also a mentoring session and a Spanish lesson for me then. So my name is Arthur Molines. Currently I'm an associate professor at Paris-Saclay University. I do my research at the I2BC in Gif-sur-Yvette, Institute for Integrative Biology of the Cell. And quickly on my career path, I did my PhD at Paris-Saclay University, Paris Sud at the time. And after graduating my PhD, I went for a postdoc in the US. I was in San Francisco, California for 7 to 8 years as a postdoc before I came back. And I came back as an associate professor a few years ago at Paris-Saclay University. My research field is cell biology and biophysics. And I'm happy to be a mentor because I went through the transition from PhD to postdoc not too long ago, and from postdoc to associate professor quite recently. And so I'm very happy to share with you my experience navigating academia and the career path. Given my teaching load, I generally prefer to meet in person, but late in the afternoon or at the end of the day, and either around Orsay or anywhere along the beeline between Orsay and Paris, basically. And I was a mentor last year with a third-year PhD student, and it went well. I think, as far as I know, she liked it, and thought our discussions were useful and everything, and we are still in contact. So I guess that's it for me. And I will leave my email address in the chat if you need to reach out.
Thank you very much, Arthur. So the next is Karine Cambon.
So, hi everyone. So my name is Karine Cambon. I'm a director of research at the Commissariat à l'énergie atomique in Fontenay-aux-Roses. So briefly, I studied neuroscience in Paris, and then I did my PhD in England for 4 years, and then I did a first postdoc in Spain, in Madrid. Then I wanted to work in the industry, so I was recruited into a biotech company, a very small biotech company, working on depression in Paris. So I came back to France, and I worked there for 6 years. And after that, I realized that I really didn't like it. So I wanted to go back to academia, and it was quite difficult. So maybe that's an experience I can share with the people who are interested in this path. But I eventually did another postdoc at the Commissariat à l'énergie atomique. And then I was lucky to be recruited there as a researcher, and this is where I've been working since. So I'm working on Alzheimer's disease right now. I'm a neurobiologist. I have had 5 PhD students. I still have one this year. And I was a mentor in 2021, I think, for 2 years, and I stopped. But I thought I wanted to do it again this year. And why do I want to do it? Because I think really I would have really liked to have someone to mentor me when I was a PhD student. And I wish I had the time to do that every year. I don't always have it, but this year I'm willing to do it. I think it's really important to have someone to share your experience with, and someone neutral with whom you can share your difficulties and so on. So I'm happy to meet people in Fontenay-aux-Roses or possibly on the campus of Paris-Saclay, because I live in the south of Paris, so it's a possibility, preferentially at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Karine. So the next person is Gemma Herrero.
Yes, it's me. So I'm Gemma Herrero Corral, and I work at the headquarters at INRAE. I did my studies in Spain. I won a PhD in geography on forest fire risks to urban areas. Then I came to France in 2012 because I was recruited as a postdoc at INRA. And after a few years doing research, I decided that I didn't want to continue the usual path that scientists are expected to follow. Then I started to orientate my career towards the support of scientists in European projects. So I've worked for 10 years as European Affairs Officer, providing advice to the head of a scientific division at INRAE. And currently I work at the International Relations Office, which is an administrative unit whose goal is to implement international strategy together with the scientific departments and scientists at INRAE. So I'm in charge of North and South America, and I work with the objective of facilitating collaborations among scientists and create long-lasting academic partnerships at institutional level. And I decided to participate in this mentorate program to help mentees to reflect on their career options, having into account that there are many professional alternatives outside the lab that are also a very relevant option for PhDs. And in fact, I would have liked to have someone to discuss about this when I was a PhD student. That would have saved me a lot of time later on. So I will be happy to discuss with mentees, and I'm open to do it in French, English, or Spanish. And I'm available mainly on weekdays at midday if it's remotely, or maybe in person also if it's in the afternoons after work. That's all.
Thank you very much. Next in line is Renaud Rinson.
Yeah, thank you. I think I will speak French because I would like to mentor in French, so I guess it will be easier. Donc, je suis Renaud Rinson, j'ai 40 ans, je suis chercheur INRAE en génétique quantitative, donc je travaille sur les plantes. Je suis à l'IDEV, sur le campus du Moulon. Donc j'ai fait une thèse au campus du Moulon, déjà à INRAE. J'ai travaillé à Clermont-Ferrand, j'ai travaillé en Allemagne, aux Pays-Bas. Voilà. Donc pourquoi mentorer? J'ai été mentor 3 fois déjà et ça m'a beaucoup plu. J'ai l'impression d'avoir été utile, en particulier en 2025. Le deuxième point, c'est comme disait Karine, moi aussi, j'aurais beaucoup aimé être mentoré quand j'étais étudiant ou en thèse, pour m'aider à faire des choix d'orientation, me motiver, m'aider à fixer des objectifs, etc. Et donc les points importants qui peuvent vous intéresser peut-être, c'est que j'ai une expérience professionnelle dans le public et un petit peu dans le privé. J'ai travaillé en France et à l'étranger, donc j'ai un lien particulier avec l'Allemagne, puisque ma femme est allemande. Je suis sensible aux questions d'équilibre vie privée, vie professionnelle, hein. Je suis pas un chercheur qui travaille 12 heures par jour, 7 jours sur 7. Je passe beaucoup de temps en famille. Euh, J'aimerais également contribuer à l'égalité homme-femme. Donc j'ai deux filles de 7 ans et 10 ans. Et donc ce que je dis à chaque fois, c'est que j'aimerais que quand elles seront étudiantes, ce soit plus une question. Voilà, donc les séances de préférence en présentiel, donc sur le campus Paris-Saclay, mais ça peut aussi être en visio, hein. L'année dernière, je le faisais en visio et ça se passait très bien. Donc plutôt en français et j'ai pas forcément de préférence sur l'heure. Les 3 fois où j'étais mentor, on faisait ça sur le temps du midi, c'était plutôt pas mal. Voilà, donc je laisse mon mail dans le chat.
Thank you very much, Renaud. So the next person is Alaksh Chuduri. Sorry for the pronunciation of the name.
No, it was perfect.
Okay,
No
so go ahead.
problem. Okay, I can also do my quick presentation. So hi everyone, I'm Alaksh Chaudhary. I am a researcher for CEA and I work currently at CEA Genoscope, which is the site at Evry at the National Sequencing Center of France. So a little bit about my research interest. I work in the domain of synthetic biology and metabolic engineering, and my expertise is in CRISPR-Cas9 to develop high throughput genotype phenotype mapping techniques to understand and study some essential proteins in bacteria, which are important for improving their production for biotechnology. So I'm originally from India, and I did my PhD, my master's and my PhD in the US. I did my PhD from the University of Colorado in Boulder. So I have a fairly good understanding of the American academic landscape. So if there are students who are interested in understanding studying abroad, etc., and want guidance for postdoc abroad, I can definitely help with that. After that, I worked for 2.5 years as a postdoc at INSERM in evolutionary biology. And then finally, before starting my position in CEA, I worked as an art air at ESPCI in PSL. So I have experience which is kind of interdisciplinary, and this has given me a lot of very enriching experience in having to work with new teams, having to work with new subjects. So if students want guidance in adapting to new environments, I would be more than happy to help with that as well. Uh, Personally, I really like teaching and engaging with young students, and that is one of the main reasons why I got interested in this mentoring program. As a lot of the other mentors have mentioned already during my PhD as well, I felt that this was something that was missing. So I was really impressed by the initiative made by the university to provide such an opportunity for students. In addition, my wife, she really finished her PhD, and during her PhD, she was herself a part of a mentoring program like this. And she really benefited from it. And having seen her experience, I also wanted to contribute. I also wanted to share my experiences with students. And like, I really love talking science. So if students want to approach, talk science, talk about personal life, if they are having problems, specifically with mental health, I am very, very open to that. And as an anecdote, I have also worked with certain students who are on the spectrum. So I have experience of working with people on the spectrum. So if there are people who would want to chat regarding that, I am also open to having a chat about that. So thank you.
Sorry, perhaps I missed it, but when are you available and
Ah.
in which location, please?
So I can meet on Wednesdays and Fridays in Paris. So anywhere in Paris is fine. And if people want to meet in every, I don't know if there are students in every, that can be any day of the week. And online, it can also flexible meeting online, preferably in the evening. And if it's in every, I can meet for lunch as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next person is Claire Besançon.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, so my name is Claire Besançon, and I'm working as a research scientist at 35 Lab. So it's a joint lab between Nokia Bell Labs, Thales, and CLAT. And the research I'm leading is on semiconductor for photonics for optical telecommunications. And so I used to study in Grenoble as an engineering student. Then I went to the US for an internship and came back and did my last internship in 35 Lab. And then I was hired there as a PhD student. So it was an industrial PhD program. And then I was hired there as a research scientist. So I'm working in epitaxy, meaning the growth of crystal. And since 2023, I'm leading a program there. So that's pretty much it. What interests me in the mentoring program is that so I used to be for 2 years a mentor, and I used to be a mentoree when I was a PhD student. So luckily for me, like most people here, I got the chance to be mentored during my PhD program, and I thought that it was very interesting because it gives you a new way to see your work, your difficulties doing work, scientific interaction, but also sharing my experience as a woman in science is, I think, can benefit to young students. I can interact in French or English, and I'm working in Palaiseau. So I can meet in Palaiseau during lunch, or I live in Paris, so during late afternoon and evening, I can meet in Paris. I used to meet my mentoree in Paris during late afternoon, but I can also do by distance. It's okay for me, and I think that's it for me.
Okay, thank you very much. So next mentor is Marwan Moussa.
Hello, everyone. I hope you hear me properly.
Yes, no problem.
Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Marwan Moussa. I'm associate professor in AgroParisTech in the Plateau de Saclay. I'm associate professor. I said I have habilitation, so I have been involved in the supervision of so far 6 PhD candidates. Only one is ongoing, but among the 5 already defended projects, 3 were women. So I was happy to be involved in their projects as a co-supervisor. I started my actual position in 2010. So I have some experience. I mean, in having students around as students, but as PhD candidates. I do research on food process engineering in fermentation also, and downstream processing. I really enjoyed being the mentor of one PhD candidate who defended last September. So I started in 2022, and then I was in touch with her very frequently during the PhD program as a mentor. It was a really interesting experience for me, and of course for the PhD candidate at the time, because I found interest for the discussion, sometimes the naive discussions of someone who didn't know anything about the topic. It was me talking about, for example, machine learning. She was working on that area. So I learned a lot through the discussions with her, but also I was the one maybe having the ability to ask naive questions and to contribute to solve the side questions. Because when we are supervisor of PhD project, we pay attention to the core questions of how science is doing, how the papers are published or not, how conferences, etc. But we might underestimate the side questions of how things are going as a person, as a sometimes international woman being in France doing PhD project or having ambitions and so on. So I found interest in that. I'm having new responsibilities as a team leader in my group, but I'm still willing to be a contributor to help someone in achieving her goals in the next 3 years. So I will be really blessed to contribute to that. So, and to have a new life experience with someone in PhD project. About availability, I'm quite flexible. So I remember we had 2 meetings in person, face to face. Of course, I was invited to the PhD defense. I enjoyed being the naive person listening to the presentation at the end. But yeah, we made most of our meetings online. We set the rule, I mean, of course, availability through emails, but having at least 1 meeting every 2 months, and then discussing for 1 hour time. We had lunch together 2 times, so it was really also, she visited my place, I visited her place, so I mean, workplace, it was also very interesting. What should I add?
I think
Yeah.
you did everything. So thank you very
Yeah, okay.
Except if you have something else, with another case.
No, nothing to add. Yeah, I have 2
No,
daughters, so I'm
everything.
quite sensitive to this question of gender equality and this stuff. But yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next in line is Jessica Rontar, but I haven't seen her connected. Jessica, are you here or not? Don't think so. In this case, we can go with the next person, Mathieu Janin.
Yes, if you can hear me.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so hi everyone. So my name is Mathieu Janin. I'm a CNRS researcher since 2022 in the Center for Nanosciences and Nanotechnologies. So it's a joint CNRS and Université Paris-Saclay lab, and it's on the plateau near Palaiseau. I'm an experimental physicist. I work on semiconductor optics and optoelectronics for fundamental studies, so light matter interaction, looking at different coupling regimes, what we can do with nonlinearities, and then trying to use these fundamental aspects to propose new optoelectronic devices, such as saturable absorbers for mode locking of lasers or phase modulators. I did my PhD in Grenoble, 2013 to 2016 in Institut Néel, and then 6 years of postdocs in various institutes in Paris, then Palaiseau, and then I have been appointed chargé de recherche. And I would like to mentor because I do care about gender equality. I've witnessed my partner's struggle along her career path as a researcher as well. And after discussing with her and with other female colleagues, it seemed like this was one of the ways to have maybe the biggest impact on helping other female colleagues and young researchers pursuing an academic career. Notably, I've seen my wife experiencing some harassment issues in labs and stuff like that, and we figured out there is never too much support and too much help in these cases. And so I thought this was one positive way to contribute. Plus, it seems like getting on an academic track in France can seem a bit tricky for young researchers, and so it's good to have the hidden rules and the codes a bit early in the career stages. And for that, I'm also appointed at the Comité National in Section 10, which means that I have some oversight, at least in physics and in applied physics, on how you have to behave and what are the do's and don'ts to get on track for an academic position if you're interested in that. I tried to be a mentor in 2024, but no one picked me. And then I took a gap year to raise my kid at home. So I'm retrying the experience now. I think I can mentor in French and English comfortably and probably in Italian. I would rather meeting in person, but remote would be fine. And probably if we meet in person, it's better in Paris, morning or late afternoon, evening. And otherwise, whole day near the C2, so in Palaiseau, weekdays preferably, not the weekend. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Mathieu. So the next person is Anne Valraffan.
Valraffen.
Ah,
Presque bien.
désolé. Allez-y.
Okay, so my name is Anne Valraffen. So I'm pretty different to the other ones. I'm a healthcare industry executive. So I currently work for a startup, and it's not like I think it was Karine said that she tried and she didn't like. For me, I really love it. So the startup I work for currently is Viroxis. It's a spin-off from Institut Gustave Roussy, IGR in Villejuif. So I'm an expert in medtech and biotechnologies. Today, my main expertise is viruses, oncolytic viruses and CAR T cells treatment against cancers. So I'm an engineer and I did a PhD in neurology. And I guess I can be interesting and fit for people doing biology PhDs or health economics too, could be a match. So in terms of career, so after the PhD in INSERM, Paris, I did basically 10 years in product development, like General Electric Healthcare, and 10 years of more marketing and customers positions. So my motivations are, I really consider myself, despite the fact that I'm not a researcher, I consider myself as a scientist. And I think part of the people doing a PhD don't project themselves as researchers. To me, when I began, I thought I would be a researcher, and I really loved science, but I don't have the qualities to be a good researcher, not patient enough, and so on. And there is a place for you. If you are like me, there is really a a benefit in having very strong foundations in science and be able and motivated by reaching patients and making products. So if it's you, I think it makes sense. Then I'm able to discuss industry career, helping you with those tough decisions, helping you with communication, project management, human relationship, communication, self-confidence, and so on. Probably less in the pure PhD writing and academic careers discussion. So it's, I think, yeah, I have to see who can be interested in this. I'm able to do it in French, in English. I live in Porte d'Orléans in the south of Paris, so end of afternoon there, it's good. I work in Villejuif, so lunches in near there can be good too, or remotely as you want. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So the next person is Nicole Lemoal. Nicole.
Bonjour, moi je vais vous parler en français, je suis désolée pour les étudiants non francophones. Donc je suis Nicole Lemoal, je suis épidémiologiste à l'INSERM au sein du centre de recherche en santé des populations à Villejuif et j'habite sur Paris. Alors mon thème de recherche porte sur l'impact sur la santé respiratoire de l'usage de produits de nettoyage ou de désinfection, aussi bien à domicile qu'au travail ou en crèche, donc sur la santé respiratoire des adultes et plus récemment des enfants. J'ai un parcours assez atypique hein, puisque j'ai repris des études vers 40 ans. J'ai passé un master 2, ensuite une thèse, puis une HDR. Donc, j'ai fait un séjour sabbatique d'une année dans un centre de recherche à Barcelone. Et puis, j'ai encadré 6 étudiants en thèse. Côté vie personnelle, j'ai 3 grands-enfants et 2 petits-enfants. Je fais partie de l'association Femmes et Sciences et je suis intervenue déjà et je vais continuer à intervenir dans des lycées ou des collèges pour promouvoir les sciences pour les jeunes filles. J'ai déjà été mentor une fois à Paris-Saclay, j'ai été mentor aussi au sein de notre centre de recherche et je suis actuellement mentor dans le contexte d'un mentorat pour les chercheuses qui vient d'être mis en place à l'INSERM. Voilà, et puis en plus, je vais être en retraite là, 1er février 2026. Donc j'aurai pas mal de temps disponible pour partager avec une doctorante mon expérience et transmettre mes connaissances, discuter potentiellement de tout ce qui est réseau international, collaboration, appel d'offres. Et puis bien sûr, soutenir la mentorée durant sa thèse et puis en vue de ses futurs projets postdoctorants. Voilà, donc je suis disponible aussi en semaine, euh, de façon, voilà, soit à midi, soit le soir, euh, plutôt sur Paris. Et puis je préfère discuter en français. Euh, voilà, et pour moi, le mentorat est aussi une expérience assez enrichissante. Je ne sais plus si j'ai fait tout le tour de ce qui doit être dit. Voilà, merci.
Oui, c'était bon. Merci beaucoup. Et donc, the last person, sorry, in this session is Maud Fanny.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Maud Fanny. I'm a permanent researcher at INRAE at IDEV in the GQE Le Moulon unit since 2021. So before that, I did my biology study in Lyon, and I have a PhD in population genetics, in human population genetics and epigenetics at the Institut Pasteur. And then I did 4 different postdocs in both systems genetics and population genetics on different models, plants and humans, in the United States and in France. So 3 of them went great, 1 went very badly. So I have experience in both situations. Now what I'm doing is I'm combining population genetics and system genomics to study maize adaptation to climate change and in particular to water deficit. So why mentoring? Why I would have been very happy to have a mentor, as many people here, when I was doing my PhD, and I'd be happy to discuss any topic on the PhD, finding postdocs, doing postdocs abroad, hunting for a job in academia. And well, on a personal level, I have a little boy, so I also open to discuss things like working in research as a woman and having a family. I can do mentoring both in French and English. I'm working on the Plateau de Saclay, but I live in Paris, so I can meet in both places, rather during the workday or late at night. So lunch would be, for example, perfect in both places, or I can do it in Visio too.
Thank you very much. So Jessica Rantard is still not connected, but we have Marie-Ange Ngo Dieng. Marie-Ange, you are here?
Yes, I'm here.
So I let you
I'm here. Where is my cam? Here. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, everything is fine.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, good morning, everywhere you are. I am Marie-Ange Ngobieng. I am scientist of CIRAD, the International Center of Research, working with developing countries. I am also HDR of the Université de Paris-Saclay in the thematics ecology, environment, and evolution. And then I work on forest ecology, forest conservation, sustainable management of tropical forest and forest restoration. My country of origin is Cameroon. I'm French from Cameroon. I had a master of ecology in Paris-Saclay, formerly Paris-Sud. And I also had my PhD in AgroParisTech, NGREF. It was the time of NGREF. And I was directly hired by CIRAD for my work that I have at the moment in tropical countries, in working with tropical forest. I am very interested in mentoring because I've been mentor for 2 years now. I enjoy this interaction with young colleagues, especially with those who discover France at the same time they discover the world of the research world, and how it is maybe not welcoming for ladies, for ladies of all the ages. I believe in science without boundaries. Being mentor when coming to France, it would have been very, very helpful for me. And I did not have the opportunity. Then I hope I could help somebody in her PhD. Then I've been mentor, as I was saying, for the last 2 years. They were interested, the two mentees, they were interested in my international profile because I come from Africa. I work here, and then I was based in Central America, Costa Rica, and Guatemala for the last 10 years. Then I speak English, Spanish, and French. And then they were interested in research for international cooperation, and then I can help with that, being a woman, a worker, and representing France in abroad. I was also interested in the interactions because I learned a lot from my mentees. They very helped me in improving my interactions with my students. It is kind of win-win interactions, and I hope it was reciprocal, and it was very a nice experience for me. For the moment, the two experiences I had. I can discuss in English, puedo hablar en español porque viví 10 años en Centroamérica. Je peux interagir en français également. in by VisioConf because I have a lot of travels in abroad in Central America, then mainly by video conference and if possible afternoon in France. What else?
You'd said everything. All the
Good.
information here. Very much important.
Thank you.
So we are done for this first session. Just in case, is there any question from the Mentee? In other case, we will start with the second session. And when we will have time in between, we will give information, but we can go on to not lose too much time. So, Julie, you
Yes.
can take the
Thank
stage.
you, Geraldine. So we will pursue with the second session. Just for those that just arrive in the Zoom, I will just remind how it takes place. So please try to present yourself in more or less 2 minutes, giving your name and surname, from which organism and the unit you come from, what will be your research field. Also shortly, you can explain the career path, what is why you want to do mentoring. It will be interesting to know that. Also practical question to what will be the language you prefer for the mentee interaction, French, English, or maybe others. Also, if you have some constraint about the location you want to meet the mentee or the time, what will be your availability? Also, if you have some anecdote to explain why you are here and you want to perform mentoring, they will be welcome. So I think we can start now. So the first one will be Julien Potlichet.
Yes,
Hello.
thank you. Hello. Hi, everyone. So my name is Julien Potlichet. I have held an interim chair since February 2024 in the Inflammation Microbiome on Immunosurveillance Unit, UMR 1996 interim at Paris-Saclay University. And my research focuses on the interaction between human papillomavirus and their host with two complementary approaches, studying the innate immune response of keratinocytes to HPV and investigating how immunosuppressive drugs shape the HPV skin virome in patients. I have always been fascinated by virus and host interactions, and during my PhD in immunology at the Gustave Roussy Institute, I demonstrated that endogenous retroviruses expressed in tumors can inhibit anti-tumor immunity. I then spent 5 years at the Pasteur Institute and 3 years at the McGill University in Montreal, in Canada, where I characterized innate immune receptors involved in the response to influenza A virus. And I showed that this response is under genetic control in both human and mice. After that, I joined the industry as a program leader, where I spent 9 years developing a new therapy against HIV. I managed 8 scientists and coordinated more than 20 CROs. And this allowed to characterize the mechanism of action of our therapeutic targets and develop an antibody against it. So I'm here today because I would be happy to share my experience in project management in both academic and industrial research, as well my experience as an associate professor at the McGill University and my 24 years of scientific work in several important research centers in France. I would meet my mentee once a month in my laboratory on weekdays. It could be at lunch or at the end of the day, and discussions can take place in English or French.
Okay, maybe I forgot to mention if you have preference in remote or in.
For me, it could be face to face.
Yeah,
I
both.
prefer face to face if it is possible, but we can do it in a remote manner if the mentee prefer it.
Okay, thank you, Julien.
Thank you.
The next one will be Stéphanie Devineau.
Good afternoon. Thank
Hello.
you for organizing this meeting. So I'm French and I'm a lecturer at Université Paris-Saclay. And my field of research is the study of pollutions and their health effects. And I currently work in 2 labs. So one is in Paris in toxicology, and the other one is a chemistry lab at CEA on Saclay Plateau. So what I can say is that I traveled to Ireland and Japan before coming back to France during my postdoc. And I would be happy to share experience and any discussion on any topic about research, PhD, and life in the lab with the students. One reason is that I supervise a few one PhD student, and I can see that it's not always very easy. So I will be happy to help as an outside person for other students. I can meet in Paris or in Saclay or online as you prefer.
Thank you. Next one will be François Nicolas.
Good evening. My name is François Nicolas. I'm a research scientist at the aerodynamic department of ONERA. ONERA bridges the gap between highly theoretical research and more applied R&D from the aeronautic industry. My work focuses on the development of optical metrology for wind tunnel tests, mainly using camera, lasers, and computer vision techniques. While remaining at ONERA throughout my career, I've changed positions several times, starting with my PhD in Toulouse and moving to the Alps in a more industrial site. There I've managed a large scientific project, and I also had to deal with people who were less sensitive to research. And that's partially why I moved to Paris about 6 years ago to refocus on research and supervise PhD and postdoc students. Women are clearly underrepresented in science, and this phenomenon is even more pronounced in my field in mechanical engineering and fluid mechanics. And I really believe that women can bring different ideas and approaches, not only on technical field, but also in human relation within a team. During my career, I've also noticed how it can be difficult sometimes for some of my female colleagues to find their own place inside a very male-dominated team. PhD can be a very exciting time, but also a stressful time when you have to think about your future career and entering a professional world where it can be difficult to find the right balance between your personal life and professional activities, because most of the time we are driven by passion, so that equilibrium is not easy to find. And nowadays, the search of meaning is also important, I think, given the current state of the world and the emergence of potentially overwhelming issues such as climate change. This is my first time as a mentor, and I hope with my own experience, the few turns I've taken in my career and the constant questioning I try to maintain, I can help and support one of you in a career path. Regarding the meeting, I can do them in French or in English. I would prefer to meet in person in Paris, preferably on the weekend, but I can also do video conferencing during lunchtime or in the end of the day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you a lot, François. Next one will be Clara Namias.
Hello, everyone. So
Hello,
my name, sorry, can I begin?
Go on.
Okay. So my name is Clara Namias. I'm a research director at CNRS. I have a group in Villejuif in Gustave Roussy Cancer Center, and we're working on breast cancer and ovarian cancer. What can I say? In my team, I have had several PhD students already, like 6 or 7, mainly women. And my team is mainly composed of women, but we have now a new PhD student who is a boy, a guy. I can meet the PhD students, the Mentore, either in person or in visio, in French or in English, in Villejuif or in Paris, because I live inside Paris. I also have founded a non-profit association called Prolific, which aim is to make a link between researchers and citizens. And we organize conferences and we do a lot of things, big evenings around breast cancer and other topics. And we're also giving a grant to PhD students, and you may be interested in that, which is called Graines de Chercheur, meaning that a PhD student willing to communicate with the general public, can have a little amount of money, like 2,000 euros, to be able to develop things for his own, like computer or go to the States or things like that. And we are very active also in this field of association. What can I say? I will be happy to help. I've been a mentor already twice, and I liked very much the experience to be able to discuss with a PhD student and maybe help her and exchange together.
Okay.
That's it.
Clara,
Thank you very much.
Clara, you mentioned the location, but I think you didn't say when you are available, or perhaps I miss it.
I can be available anytime, either in Paris, in Villejuif, or in Visio, as the Mentore prefers. For me, it's the same. Thanks
Thank
to you.
you.
Thanks, Geraldine, for organizing this session of Mentora. It's really great. Good evening.
Bye. The next one will be Laurence Van Comberg.
Hello.
Hello, go on.
Thanks for organizing this. So I'm Laurence Van Comberg. I'm managing the applied research team for women and X-ray, women health and X-ray in GE Healthcare. GE Healthcare is a medtech company, so we are working in breast imaging, in particular for mammography system, so X-ray image of the breast. I have a team with some PhD students working on different topics, X-ray, physics, AI, computer vision. So this is the domain I can cover. Personally, I have done image processing engineering master, and then I have a PhD in robotics. I stayed in GE all my career, so it's been 15 years that I'm in GE, but I cover a lot of different topics like virtual reality, computer vision, robotics, all applied to breast application and X-ray guided interventional procedure. So that's my career. And then I can, of course, for me, it's a matter, someone say win-win, and I think it's a good term. I love to learn, so I want to help people, and I think it's also an occasion, a matter to learn from the mentees. So I hope I can help. We know that PhD thesis can be hard sometimes, so I'm here to give, in French we say coup de pouce. So that's why I'm here. It's my first time. I can be available during the day because I have 2 young children that I need to take care of during the evening and the weekend. So it will be mainly during the work hour. It can be in Paris, it can be in Paris-Saclay or in Saclay because I'm in Buc, and Buc is close to Saclay, so I can also move. It can be in Visio, so French or English, whatever. But during the day, that's my personal constraint. And I think I have a last.
We stop to hear you, Laurence.
Anecdote because a couple of person after me will be Serge Muller, and I recommend. Oh, excuse me.
Yes, a little bit at the end. Maybe you can.
Yeah, just I was.
One more time.
I was seeing the Serge Muller who will present. Yeah, is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's better, but I was just mentioned that Serge Muller that will present himself just after. He was my mentor and my PhD advisor, so I recommend him strongly.
It was important to say. Okay, thanks a lot, Laurence.
Thanks.
Next will be Patricia.
Okay, so hello everyone. So I'm Patricia Huguin, and I'm an assistant professor in Paris-Saclay since more than 20 years now. So I am doing my research at Institut Curie in Orsay, and I'm working on the relation between RNA and protein. and the biological model will be the melanoma. Since I'm an assistant professor in Paris-Saclay, I'm doing the other part of my job is to do teaching, and I'm doing teaching in molecular and cellular biology. So during my career as an assistant professor in Paris-Saclay, so I've been in charge of many organization stuff, like I was how to say the teaching in charge of the teaching in department of biology. I've been as well group leader since during the 15 years, and so I did my PhD in a small, very tiny university because I'm the first PhD student in biology from a University of Bretagne Sud, so it's in France, but western part of France. And after I've done my postdoc during 3 years and a half in Oxford University, where I had the opportunity to meet a different Nobel Prize. So it was quite different to my my tiny university where I did my PhD. And after I joined Paris-Saclay as an assistant professor. So I'm interested so of course I'm involved in the mentoring, and I'm interested by this really important program because I would like to meet young researcher and maybe to give advice or guideline to develop their own career. And another thing which is quite important, it's to show and to say again that there are many ways to drive a career in science. So either by doing science, but there are many related ways to develop our own career in science or something related. So I'm happy to meet the mentee either in Orsay or, close to Orsay, Orsay for Paris-Saclay, or it could be in Paris as well. It could be during the lunchtime or end of afternoon, and they could be in French or English, doesn't matter.
Okay, thanks a lot, Patricia. Next will be Sophie Enrault-Versille.
Versille, ouais. Bonjour tout le monde. So hi everyone, I'm Sophie Enrault-Versille. I'm research director at CNRS. I'm based at IJC Lab, so the big lab that is in the valley of Orsay. My research topic are both particle physics and cosmology, so I'm oscillating between both. I've always worked in big collaboration, big international collaboration, close either to big accelerator, just like at CERN, close to Geneva, or at the Stanford Linear Accelerator in US, California. And I've worked with, and I'm still working with space agencies, the European Space Agencies, for some time. I'm now more related to JAXA, which is the Japan Space Agency. I'm also scientific delegate for space affairs for CNRS, and in particular with a special link with the French Space Agency, which is CNES. So enough about me. I've registered to this program, and that's my first time this year, because I'm sure mentoring programs are very important to support the students, the younger generation. Of course, we have our own students in the lab, but this is a great opportunity to be here to try to help with a wider audience. So I hope I can be helpful here. So I have 3 children, one doing a PhD, another one in Master 1 first year, and the third one is younger. So I guess my presence today is also linked to discussions with them when they motivated me to participate. So I've been involved in the past 2 more local mentor programs for young women, and especially related to the equilibrium between personal and professional life, and also concerning harassment, because this is an open topic. So with my own experience too. So I think maybe this is also something where I can at least listen to people and can just, maybe share experience and be helpful there. Okay, so about my availabilities, the best is to contact me. I would prefer to be, I would prefer before 9 or at lunchtime, but of course we can find slots. You just need to contact me. I think it's better so that we can find the best fit. We can meet in person. That's always better, I think. If possible, around Orsay, if all around. I can come on the plateau, especially for that. And of course, Visio is always a backup solution, so no problem with that. And that's all. Thanks.
Thank you a lot, Sophie. Next will be Françoise Porteux.
I haven't seen her connected. I think she's
not here. Okay. So, Serge Muller?
Yes, thank you.
Hello.
So my name is Serge Muller. Thank you and hello to Laurence. I am 65, now retired. I was chief scientist at GE Healthcare for women X-ray, for women health and X-ray, sorry. I worked for 37 years in this large company where I was leading applied research in collaboration with academics and industrial partners worldwide. I was co-advisor of 18 PhD students, 2/3 were women. I'm teaching medical imaging for several decades in universities and engineering schools. Regarding my background, I was graduated from Sorbonne University in applied physics. I got a PhD in image processing from the same university. I got habilitation à diriger des recherches in applied mathematics at University Paris-Saclay. I enjoy helping others in defining their career paths and proposing tools and action to achieve their goals. As manager in the industry, I was already mentoring women to help them progressing in their career path. I'm a member of Femme and Science Association since few years, and I already mentored 3 PhD students as part of the Paris-Saclay Mentora program. I think I can be helpful in preparing a transition from academic to industry, in solving difficult interpersonal relationships, in improving self-confidence, and also in improving time management and priority settings. My preference is to speak French with the mentees. However, when necessary, you can switch in English. I prefer to meet in person in Paris-Saclay area or in Paris if not too late. We can also meet through video as necessary, and I don't have strong constraint in terms of day and time. I'd like to add that while old, I'm still eager to learn. Since retired, I undertook a second-year master in particle physics and cosmology, and I recently got a French university diploma in mathematics for oncology at University Paris-Saclay. So see you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you a lot, Serge. Next will be Felisa Berenguer.
Hello, and thank you for organizing this program. So I'm Felisa Berenguer, and my profile is a little bit different. So I was a researcher during 20 years. My career, I did my PhD in physics in Spain, and I had an international career in science. I spent the last 11 years at Synchrotron Soleil, for those who know in the plateau. And during this time, I was also mentored once for this program. And then I left and I joined ABG for, I don't know if you know, Association Bernard Grégory. Actually, it's the French name. Maybe this is more telling to you. And here I'm working as a training and coaching manager to helping researchers, young researchers, but also we have also some senior researchers to steer their career outside academia. So what I do here is I do a lot of coaching to individuals, but I also do some trainings about how to prepare for this transition in different levels and different topics. So my interest, my motivation to join the program, this is my second time, is to help young researchers, especially the ones that are not sure that want to continue in academia. I was once in this position, and it took me a long time in order to make this jump outside academia, and probably I will have benefit of some mentoring or some coaching. So I want to give a hand to people that are in this situation and started to think about maybe this is not for me. I'm gonna finish my PhD, but then go to see other possibilities. And of course, also I can help with anything related to the equilibrium between your personal and professional life. I'm also a young mother, so I understand very well the constraints of these situations. So about the language, so we can talk in English or French. Also, I'm Spanish, so in espagnol non avrò nessun problema. Posso parlare anche italiano. Ho un livello di italiano abbastanza buono per fare una conversazione in buone condizioni. Sinon, my preferred place to meet, I will prefer to meet face to face. This is much more interesting to me, and I think also for the mentoring, the exchange is much more is richer. So I would prefer to do it in Paris if possible, but I'm also open to use video call. And about the times, we prefer doing work hours or lunchtime, and occasionally in the evenings, but not the norm. I think it's
perfect.
Okay, thank you.
That's Elisa. So the next one will be Martina Poreba.
Hello everyone. My name is Martina Poreba, and this is actually my first time participating in this program. I think I can bring a fairly rich kind of feedback, mainly because my career path has been, let's say, very exploratory. I've tried quite a few things in research related to computer science. After my PhD at Paris, in real-time informatics, I went through a period where I was honestly searching for myself. I started with a purely academic path as a lecturer at university, and I had a short but intense adventure in a startup as a research engineer. After that, I returned to academic research and took up a position as functionary at the French Ministry of Ecology. And today I am a research engineer at CEA, which feels like a very natural step for me, because I realized I really need to work on applied research close to real industrial cases. My current focus is embedded AI for multimodal perception. I work on model compression techniques, targeting applications such as image segmentation, object detection, and tracking. So overall, my path hasn't been linear at all, but that is exactly what makes it interesting, and what I hope will be useful in our discussions. On a practical note, I work at Palaiso, so this area is perfect for me. We can also do some punctual occasionally meetings in Paris. I am quite flexible during the week. We can meet in person or remotely around lunchtime or after 5 p.m. And finally, for languages, we can exchange in French, Polish, or English. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, I cut my... Okay, thank you a lot, Martina. The next one will be Wasila Werdan.
It's the same. I haven't seen her connected, so I think she can join.
So we will wait for her. Next will be Françoise Budard.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I can have interaction in English, but I will speak French just because it will take less time for me to speak French today than English. So Je suis Françoise Budard, je suis à la retraite depuis un peu plus d'un an. Je suis généticienne, j'ai exercé à l'INRA, qui s'appelle INRAE maintenant, à Versailles, à l'Institut Jean-Pierre Bourgin, et j'ai réalisé mes recherches sur les interactions entre le génome nucléaire et les génomes des mitochondries et des chloroplastes, essentiellement en relation avec la reproduction sexuée chez les plantes. J'ai une formation initiale d'ingénieur agronome avec une spécialisation en biologie moléculaire. J'ai eu 3 enfants qui sont maintenant des adultes. Tout au long de ma carrière, bon, j'ai particulièrement apprécié les interactions humaines, en particulier l'encadrement et la transmission à tous les niveaux. J'ai travaillé avec un ingénieur d'études qui a passé une thèse, enfin qui a fait sa thèse sous ma direction. J'ai une ancienne stagiaire de L3 Pro qui a poursuivi son cursus jusqu'en doctorat. Donc ça a été une grande joie de la voir se développer en scientifique. Et avec quelques collègues, j'ai mis en place l'accompagnement des doctorants du labo il y a déjà plusieurs années, selon des modalités qui étaient un peu différentes, mais avec certains aspects communs au mentorat qui nous intéresse aujourd'hui. Donc ça a été pour moi assez naturel de rejoindre ce programme lorsque j'ai pris ma retraite pour prolonger le plaisir que j'ai eu toutes ces années de soutenir, accompagner les jeunes chercheurs de l'Institut. J'ai été mentor avec Femmes et Sciences pour la première fois l'année dernière et cette expérience a été à la fois très agréable, très enrichissante. J'ai appris plein de choses. La mentorée qui était associée, enfin avec laquelle j'étais associée, était dans un domaine que je ne connaissais pas du tout. Donc c'était vraiment, vraiment très enrichissant. Et je suis disponible pour des rencontres en présentiel. Je préfère les rencontres en présentiel, mais avec Marie, on en a fait plusieurs en visio parce elle avait un agenda très très chargé, donc c'est arrivé, mais je préfère quand même que ça soit en présentiel. Je peux me déplacer, je suis basée à Orsay, donc je peux aller sur Saclay, mais dans les environs, avec Marie, on se retrouvait dans le quartier de la gare de Massy-Palaiseau sans problème. Et puis, comme d'autres retraités, je suis assez souple pour les créneaux horaires, donc je m'adapte au cas par cas selon les contraintes des uns et des autres. Voilà, je crois que j'ai dit l'essentiel de ce que je voulais dire, si j'ai rien oublié.
Merci beaucoup, Françoise. The next will be Magda Magira. Magira, sorry if I don't.
Magira, that's fine.
Go on.
Thank you. So yes, hi, my name is Magda Magira. I'm a CNRS research director and I work at the Institut Curie in Orsay, very close to the train station, RER train station. Might be interesting. So I'm a biologist. I work on the microtubule cytoskeleton and its regulation in neurons and in neurodegenerative disorders. So I have my HDR and I supervise in the lab, although I'm not the PI of the lab, I supervise PhD students, postdocs, and engineers in our lab. I have quite some experience with supervision. I studied biotechnology in Poland because I'm Polish. I also studied in the UK and then I moved to France for my PhD. And in fact, since my PhD, I've stayed in France, first as a postdoc and then as a CNRS researcher. But despite this, I have a very nice network of international collaboration. So this is something also I can help with if this is a question that the mentee would be interested in. On the personal side, I work with my partner. We have 2 children who are now both at university. And actually, my first one was born during my PhD. So this is another experience that I could discuss and share. What else? Yes, it will be my 3rd time in this program, 3rd year. And both times was really very, very nice experience, very interesting and very different because the mentees are actually very different. So I learned a lot with these interactions, but I hope I also could contribute to to my mentees with some advice of different topics, whether it's more personal or more related to the PhD or to the situation in the lab. We talked about many things like self-esteem, plans for the future, how to communicate in the lab with supervisors, etc., and also how the French system works, which is not always very clear, not only for foreigners, but even for French students. So this is kind of subjects that we were talking with, but yes, I'm basically open to discuss many things. And yes, I can meet in person in Orsay because I'm based in Orsay, and or on Zoom, which actually I was astonished worked pretty well with my first mentee who was based in Toulon for whatever reason. We only did by Zoom and it worked super well. So it's actually it can work very well, but in person is super nice as well. I would prefer to see people during the week, over lunch if possible, or anytime during the working hours. And we can discuss in Polish, en français, albo po polsku. Voilà. Thanks a lot.
Perfect. Thank you, Magda.
Thanks.
And you will be the last one, just to be sure. Françoise Porteux or Wasila Werdan, are you there? Well, if not, this will stop the second session. Do the mentee have a question? No? So we'll start the third one and last of the... So, Patricia?
Yes.
Yours?
Okay, so we can start the third slot of the meetings. So I just do a quick reminder for the mentor. So give your name, surname, where you are doing, where you are working, your topics, and a very quick brief of your career past and why you are interested to participate to the mentoring program. And after more practical details like when you are willing to meet the mentee, where, and which language you prefer to interact. Okay, so and you have to say everything in 2 minutes, at least try to do it. Okay, so we can start with the first one, but I'm not sure I've seen him. Abdelkader Eid Tayeb. I'm not sure, so I don't know if I'm not sure I've seen him. No, Geraldine.
No, I haven't seen his name either.
Okay, so we can switch to the second one. So it's Elodie Marchadier. Okay, Elodie, so you can turn on your microphone. Yeah, okay. So you can start, Elodie.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Right.
Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Not very well. It's a bit loud, but
maybe I can
yeah. Okay,
cut my
better.
video. Can you hear me?
No, it's okay. It's okay like that, Elodie. It's okay.
Okay.
So you can start.
Okay. Okay, so I can start. Hello, I'm Elodie Marchadier, and I work at GQE Le Moulon, which is a research unit on the Saclay Plateau, and we work on genetic quantitative approach to better understand evolution of species and also their adaptation to selection pressure. So I work on the adaptation dynamics of plants mainly, and I'm an assistant professor. I went at university where I had I work on molecular genetics, and at the end of my courses, I did an M2 in bioinformatics, And then I did a PhD at INRAE in microbiology and bioinformatics. Then I did 2 postdocs, one in UK when I moved to plants and I started to work on plants, on especially plant adaptation to response to environment, I would say. And then I moved back to France for another postdoc in quantitative genetics on Arabidopsis thaliana at INRAE of Versailles. And then I did a short postdoc of 6 months on at CEA, where I was working on ChIP-seq experiments. And then I stopped this postdoc because I obtained an assistant professor position at Saclay University. And where so I'm now doing my research at GQE Le Moulon at IDEV. And I teach most of the time statistics to biologists, I would say. And I think the last part was why I'm interested in doing Mentora. It's because I think there is sometimes quite difficult moment, and the beginning of a career can be quite stressful and full of doubt for young colleagues, and especially it was for me, and sometimes also still for me. And so if I can help a young colleague to go through these steps, I will be happy. And for a short sentence, actually, that I find very true is at the end of my PhD, my supervisor, he told me that during your PhD, and when you are supervised, you learn how to drive, actually. And after that, when you got a position and you have to write project, actually, you have to choose your road, actually, where you will have to drive. And actually, I was not really conscious how true it was when he told me that. And I understood this sentence a few years and months later, and I find it was quite true.
Okay, thank you, Elodie.
So that's I think that's all I'm done.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so next one will be Sofia Carnevali.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So hi, everyone. My name is Sofia Carnevali. I work at the CEA in Paris-Saclay. I work as nuclear engineering researcher on thermohydraulics field. So I work on nuclear accident, and the behavior of the water in the circuits, just to prevent accidents. I'm Italian. After the university, I spent 6 months in the United States. And after that, I found a PhD in the south of France. And after my PhD, I started to work at CEA, but in the north, in Paris. So I worked there since 12 years. So now I'm a researcher. I had my HDR. I supervise a lot of PhD students and internship students, postdoc. And I participate to a network at CEA just to help young women students to start the scientific field and university. And why I decided to, that's the first time I participate to this Mentore, because in the past I've often felt a little bit isolated by my bosses. Most of them was men. And I felt like then zero confident because I was woman and I was younger. So now I learned a lot of things. And I would like to transmit and help the younger students for the work and for the family, because for instance I'm alone here, but I have 3 young children, I have an husband, I have a lot of work. So we can do all stuff, we have a lot of energy, we have just to trust to do that. And the language, I'm Italian, quindi posso parlare in italiano, en français, j'ai pas de problème, et in English, same thing. I prefer in Versailles. I live in Versailles, so we can meet during the work period or during the weekend in Versailles, or during the week in Saclay, for instance, where I work during the lunch time. Or if you prefer on Zoom, it is not a problem for me. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sophia. Okay, the next one will be Fabienne Le Provost. Fabienne.
Oui, bonjour à tous. Alors, je vais parler en français. Je précise tout de suite que je préférais échanger en français. Pour moi, je capte mieux les subtilités des échanges. Donc, voilà. Donc, je suis Fabienne Le Provost. Je suis directrice de recherche au sein d'INRAE. Je travaille à Jouy-en-Josas dans une unité de génétique animale, l'UMR Gabi, génétique animale et biologie intégrative. Et donc, mes thématiques de recherche tournent autour de la génomique fonctionnelle de la glande mammaire pour comprendre son développement pour aller jusqu'à la lactation et la production des différents constituants du lait. J'ai fait des études à l'université il y a maintenant de nombreuses années. J'ai un parcours universitaire classique, je dirais. Et ensuite, j'ai fait ma thèse à INRAE. J'ai été recrutée à INRAE. Suite à mon recrutement, je suis partie 2 années aux États-Unis faire une mission longue durée au NIH, à Bethesda, côté de Washington, D.C. Voilà. Alors, pourquoi je suis là aujourd'hui et pourquoi je suis attirée par le mentorat? Déjà parce que j'aurais aimé qu'un tel programme existe quand j'étais doctorante. Je considère que, enfin, je sais que la thèse, c'est quelque chose de difficile. C'est de la science, mais pas que de la science. Il y a tout ce qui entoure la science. Et on passe d'un état d'étudiant pour devenir jeune chercheur. Et jeune chercheur, ça implique beaucoup de choses. Ça fait la 3e fois que je participe. J'ai accompagné 3 doctorantes dans le cadre du programme. Et suite à mon expérience de mentorat dans ce programme, j'ai développé le mentorat dans mon unité, pas pour les doctorants, mais pour les jeunes, enfin, pas les jeunes, les nouveaux titulaires. Et dire aussi que depuis cette année, j'accompagne aussi dans des groupes de discussion des encadrants de doctorants. Donc j'ai la chance d'avoir des échanges avec les 2 partie entre guillemets. Donc voilà, donc pour les lieux, je travaille à Jouy, donc tout ce qui est autour de Jouy, Paris-Saclay, j'habite à Gif. Que ça soit en présentiel, en visio, j'ai fait les 2. Je pensais qu'en visio c'était plus dur, mais finalement ça s'est super bien passé. Et plutôt en fin de journée dans la semaine, mes disponibilités. Voilà, je vous remercie.
Ok, merci. Thank you, Fabienne. So next one, it's Antoine Tally.
Hello, so my name is Antoine Tally, working at the Theoretical Biochemistry Lab in Paris. So my subjects turn around modeling of biological systems at the molecular and cellular levels. And for my path, did my PhD in Germany and then postdocs, one in Pasteur Institute, another one in Strasbourg, before being hired at CNRS. So I'm now a CNRS research director in Paris. So what I think is interesting for me in the mentoring activity is trying to help young women. My wife is also a research director at CNRS. So for this respect, I see indirectly difficulties that she faced. So I'm trying to, perhaps help that. In terms of experience, I'm also adjunct director of the lab. So I see some side of problems that might arise in a research unit. Sorry. I can also help for the path to academia. I've been in multiple hiring committees at CNRS and universities. So for those who want to go to academia, I might have some ideas about how to get there. And then for the participating in a mentoring program, I was several times and got paired last year and had very nice experience with the mentee. And I think we both learned from the exchange. So I think it was very good. In terms of constraints, I'm working in Paris, but I'm living in south of Paris, so I can arrange myself to be in either Paris or Saclay around there. And in terms of time, it's more about finding a time, but my children are older, so I don't have constraints for the evening, for example. So it's more about finding the right time for the Mentee. And can do that in French or English. My German is not very efficient for that, I guess. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Antoine. Then we will hear Maëlle Zegouf.
Je crois.
Is it working? Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, so Maëlle, we can listen to you.
Maybe Geraldine wanted to say something, no?
It's because I thought you were not here, so but it's good.
The time I turn on everything, you know. Hi, everybody. So my name is Maëlle Zegouf. I'm working at the Laboratoire de Biologie et Pharmacologie Appliquée at INS Paris-Saclay. I'm a research director at CNRS, and I'm mainly interested in understanding the organization and function of multiprotein complexes at the membrane cytoplasm interface. So our tools are mainly like structural biochemistry, also cell biology, and we also have a strong interest in early drug discovery, as we are working a lot with small molecule and trying to inspire a new concept with going till the patent, for example, but not further. So I have a bit of this kind of experience as well. I'm a pure university product. So after I did all my university at Université Paris-Sud when it was still Université Paris-Sud. Then I moved to Grenoble to do my DEA Master 2 and PhD. And then I did a postdoc in Toronto on another subject, working on a more proteomic area. So I have a kind of a switch of theme there. And then when I came back, I was hired at CNRS, so a long time ago. What I like in Mentore, so myself, I didn't experience much problem because I'm a woman, but I noticed that there is indeed some problem during my parcours, some problem for young women specifically, and not only from others, but also coming from themselves. Like they have confidence problem, they tend to be shy, but in the way like retain themselves and all sorts of things that I like to work with them about, because to give them confidence and to reassure them in their value, right? It's my second year in this program, and I found it very, very rich on both sides. I learned a lot as a PhD director as well, because you can really speak openly and without constraint, because we are not working in the same area, so there is no problem. And there is some thing that your student is not telling, obviously. And I found that very interesting to have a very frank opinion of how they feel, how they react, how they interact in the lab. I can have discussion in English or in French. For the localization, I'm working at ENS, so around Paris-Saclay on the plateau is fine for me at lunchtime or at the end of the day. Sometimes we can manage to meet during the day as well for around a coffee or something. I live in Palaiseau, so I can also meet people around Palaiseau. I'm pretty flexible. My kids are big as well. So I'd rather not during the weekend, because I think it's good to do a break and not think about problem during the weekend. But in case of emergency, I can make myself available. If really we need to talk, there is no problem. It can be in the lab, it can be in a pub, for example. My Mentore last year made me discover lots of nice, very little pubs. So we were changing pub. It was actually pretty nice for that too. And yeah, I am a mother of 2 kids as well. So I have a relationship with someone which is from a different country. So when we started both, he's also a scientific. We started both our career, like in terms of localization, long distance relationship, how you can manage all of that. And I'm in several committee as well for evaluation of fellowship or European evaluation, so I can help with writing, with academic career, and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Maëlle. Next, we will have Alessia Zamborlini, but I'm not sure I've seen her on the list.
I don't think she's connected.
Yeah, I'm not sure, so maybe we can come back later on Alessia. So maybe we can listen. Julian Betancourt, I don't know how to pronounce. Don't know, Julien.
Oui, bonjour.
Bonjour. Ok.
Vous m'entendez, oui?
Oui, we can hear.
OK. Moi, c'est Julien Betancourt. Bon, à l'origine, je suis de la Colombie, donc my name is Spanish. Sorry, I switched to English. So I speak English, Spanish, or French. I work in Saffron Tech, so this is like the research laboratory for Saffron. Saffron is an aerospace company. We are located in the Plateau de Saclay, so not far from Paris-Saclay and all the university clusters, universities that are around. For me, it's easier to meet around these universities or by Palaiso or Massy or online. So what I do is, as research, is working in computer vision and multimodal computer vision in a team that devises algorithms for the inspection of the pieces that we manufacture here in Saffron. So these pieces need to be inspected either by radiography or ultrasounds or thermal imaging. And we try to devise algorithms for our inspectors so they can be like more efficient and while keeping the high standards of quality and assuring the quality of our parts. I have what you can say a non-conventional career path, which for me is just my career. I started in Colombia. I studied there in my university. I am originally an engineer, electronics engineer. Over there, I did my master's degree, and then I worked in a university. Then I was just bored of delivering courses, and I wanted to do some research. So I got a scholarship here in France. And I switched to the medical domain. So I was always working on signal processing and image processing, but then I switched to medical imaging and registration and fusion of multimodal medical images of the heart here in Rennes, in Brittany. So I spent 5 years here, well, 3 years doing my doctorate, but I am married with a very beautiful Colombian woman. So she started a little bit later her career, more doctorate also. And we also have a daughter during my PhD studies. Then we went for the United States because I wanted to be a researcher. So I wanted to maybe get a better CV, a better track record, and collaborate with some research institutions over there. So I was there for 3 years doing a postdoc in a laboratory in a very famous hospital, where I worked in AI, artificial intelligence, etc. And after that, I got contacted by one of my colleagues from Colombia that told me about this really nice opportunity in Saffron, where I basically used the same skills and technical skills that I got during my PhD and postdoc, but for CND and in the private research or researching industry. So I came back to France, and that was like 8 years ago. So now I'm very happy with my work, and let's see what the future holds for me. So that's like my my life right now. This is like my 4th year maybe in the program. I'm very happy to help in any way to the young researchers that I'm trying to keep together her life and do their career on research. So if I can help in this with my life experience or or my experience transitioning to industry, or from one country to another country, I'd be very happy to. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Julian. So maybe can you precise if you where do you prefer to meet the mentee, and at what time, or which part in the day?
Yes, I'm around the Saclay, Plateau de Saclay. So for me, it's easier to meet around Plateau de Saclay or online. What time for me is better, like in weekdays. So I agree, weekends are maybe to just rest if we can. And for me, it's better either le soir or at noontime.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Julian. Thanks. Okay, next we have Cécile Reynaud. Cécile, can I listen to you?
Hello, everyone. So my name is Cécile Reynaud. I work at IPS2, it's the Institute of Plant Sciences on the Plateau de Saclay, and I'm a CNRS research director. My topic is chromatin dynamics and maintenance of genome integrity in plants. So it's a very basic science topic, let's say. I did my PhD in Université Paris-Sud at the time, so where I'm in the same lab where I'm working now, actually. Then I went for a postdoc in Paris in a different lab and on a different topic. I was working on cell cycle, and I went to work on chloroplast gene expression. And after 2 years, I was recruited at CNRS. So why I want to join this program? So this would be my first year, and well, obviously, like everyone else here, I would like to make myself useful. And also, I'm starting my second mandate as a member of a CNRS recruitment committee, let's say. So we organize the recruitment of young researchers, and we evaluate them, and we try really hard not to have biases between men and women. But we are still struggling because no matter how hard we try, we have much fewer female candidates. And so this is something we would like to help with. And I think it comes partly from what has been mentioned earlier, that sometimes girls have less self-confidence, and they think they are not good enough to even try to apply. I think that's a big mistake, and so I would like to fight this by mentoring a girl and more in the future. So to try and get rid of this idea that they are not fit for the job. So what else do I have to say? So yeah, I can speak English or French, obviously. That's all I can do. I'm sorry, but no other language available. The Plateau de Saclay is a good place for me because that's where I work during the week. Otherwise, we can also meet via Zoom in the evening, or why not elsewhere if preferred. We will discuss this. And that's it, I think.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention I'm a mother of twins, so I also can discuss balancing work life and personal life.
Okay, thank you, Cécile. Then we switch to Samia Bouchafa Bruno.
Oui,
Okay, Samia.
bonjour à toutes et tous. So I will speak in English. I will try to speak in English. So my name is Samia Bouchafa Bruno. So I'm a full professor at University of Évry. So I have held this position since 2012, and my research activities deals with computer vision for robotics. I also serve as the academic director of a bachelor program in global engineering at Central Supélec with McGill. And before that, a long time ago, I earned my degree in computer science engineering in Algeria. So I came from Algeria. And I also completed my PhD thesis at Sorbonne University a long time ago. So after completing my PhD, I spent several months working at a startup. And following that, I took an assistant professor position at University Paris-Sud, which was before University Paris-Saclay was created. In my professional career, I've taken various roles and responsibilities. I've directed a research lab, a faculty, and a doctoral program in a graduate school. I have also coordinated a master program. I've been active on several national committees, including recruitment committees and the CNU, which manages the career paths of professors and assistant professors in France. So I think that I have a good understanding of the academic environment in France. It's both complex and very flexible, which means that we can choose, in fact, and adapt our career paths at different times in our lives. But it can be challenging for women, especially in the field of engineering. So I'm very happy to share my experience with you. I believe we can succeed in this specific context while remaining true to our values and also using the strengths we have as women. So I work in Saclay at Centrale Supélec. I'm also available for in-person or visio meeting at lunchtime or at the end of the day. I'm more fluent in French than in English, but I can communicate in English if necessary. I can also communicate in Arabic and also in Kabyle. So that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Samia. And we have the last mentor from the third session, Anne-Florence Blandin. I think I've seen her. Yes, Anne-Florence.
Oui,
So,
bonjour.
Bonjour.
Hi, my name is Anne-Florence Blandin. I am a researcher, biologist by training. Over the past 12 years, I have dedicated my work to translational research in pediatric oncology. I completed my PhD in Strasbourg, and then I did my postdoc training at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in Boston for almost 7 years. And during the last 2 years in Boston, I was appointed instructor in pediatrics. And with that role, I supervised, students and technicians on different projects. And last year, I came back to France. I joined the new pediatric research unit at Gustave Roussy in Villejuif, where I am developing a liquid biopsy program for pediatric brain tumors. So why is mentoring important to me? Training the next generation, is a big part of our work as supervisor, I think. But since that the tradition is fading away a little bit, my own experience is a good example. I benefit from strong mentorship during my PhD, but my postdoc in the United States confronted me with a very different reality, to say the least. And I think that's when I realized how much, guidance and support at every career stage can make all the difference. So when I was in Boston, I participated to the first edition of the Harvard mentoring program, similar to this one, I guess. Mentees and mentors had the opportunity to share experiences. It was a 6-month program, and it confirmed something that I already knew. Academic research is a tough journey, and I think especially for women, I think we are often less visible in the field, and I think women do deserve official and structured support. During my time abroad in Boston, I was also regularly meeting with a group of women friends to share our struggles and to think about mentorship strategies in the workplace. And at some point I summarized all our discussion in a commentary that I submitted to Science. It did not get published, but I would be happy to share it with you because, at the end of the day, of course, it's inspiring to read about success stories, but I think it's just as important to talk about the struggles and the mistake that you can make along the way. So yeah, if you would like to do this mentorship program with me, I would prefer to set up meetings during the week, anytime in the evening. I can do it in English and in French. I'm comfortable with both. And we can meet remotely on Zoom. We can meet in person in Paris. I don't think it would be super convenient for me, but you know, from time to time, I can probably manage. So yeah, thank you. That's it for me.
Okay, thanks a lot, Anne-Florence. Okay, so maybe I check if Abdelkader Eitayer is there or Alessia Zamborlini.
At the beginning, we had also Jessica Rontard, Amelia, who didn't sign up, Françoise Porteux, Vassila Werdan as well.
I don't think.
So people are not here.
Okay.
Probably last minute. Okay.
So maybe Geraldine, you conclude to
Yes, thank you everyone. Thanks for all the mentors who signed up and who were here tonight to introduce themselves. Thank you once again for your involvement and for everything you are trying to do to help the PhD student in this program. For the Mentee, the PhD student, so we will send you an email with all the information, with a recording of the 2 evenings of speed meeting and the sheet of information that the mentor register when they sign up for this program during the month of December. We will ask you to give 8 choice of mentor, your preferred one. Everything will be explained on the document. You will have to fill up a Google form and give the 8 names of the mentor you prefer, ranking them from 1 to 8, 1 being the one you prefer. Be careful to choose somebody who is fitting with your time and place to meet. Be careful of the conflict of interest, to not choose somebody which is in your lab or which can be in your thesis committee or which collaborate with your lab or your PhD advisor, just to be sure that the confidentiality of your exchange with your mentor will be safe, and you can, as several mentors said, you can discuss about whatever you want freely without thinking about should I say this or should I not say this because there is a risk that somebody of my lab or my PhD advisor will be aware of what I said. It's really the most important things to be free and to be like in confidence or in trust with the mentor you will be paired with, to be able to talk about whatever you want. What else? I think it's the most important part. For the mentor, we will send you an email, but it's more, you will have also to fill, if it's necessary, Google form just to declare the this conflict of interest which could happen. So we will also send you this information sheet of the Mentee. Like that, you will see where the Mentee are working, who are their PhD advisor. Like that, if you realize and you know the lab, you know the PhD advisor, you can declare the conflict of interest, and like that we are sure will not pair you with Mentee and ensure that this confidentiality will be here. And I think it's most of the important information. Anyway, Mentee and mentor, on Friday you will receive email giving you the information and the next step to start this program. So for the Mentee, we will ask you to give your response of your choices of mentor by Friday 23rd, the latest. And like that, the following week, we can run the program and do the pairing. And so beginning of February maximum, you will get the pairing. So mentor, Mentee, you will receive an email to know with who you are paired. for the mentor, once again, what is really nice for the program is we have more mentors than mentee, but this also states that some mentor will not be paired, and depending of the year, we cannot plan in advance, we cannot know which kind of profile will not be paired, and don't take it personally as mentor if you are not paired this year. We are really sorry for this, but we think that the more mentor and the more kind of different profile of mentor we can get in the program, it's really the best for the mentee signing up and being paired. So sorry for this, but thanks anyway for everybody. I don't know, is there any question from mentee or mentor? Something you want to know, or it's not clear, or whatever question you have? Apparently not. Okay, so it's already 7 p.m. It was a long evening for the mentee since 5. So thank you everybody for attending. We wish you a nice end of the week, and see you soon.
Yeah, so
Bye bye.
bye,
Bye,
everyone.
thank you.
Bye bye.